Hey everybody! Today, Rahdo runs through Arraial, which is a Tetris-style tile laying game where 1 to 4 players are city planners trying to get ready for the best festival or Arraial ever. And the way it works is, on your turn, you get to do 3 actions. And normally, what you want those actions to be is to claim one of these cards that are on the carousel over here, because these represent different attractions you can install on the city street that has been apportioned to you, the city planner. And if you can get the right tiles and get them together Tetris style, you can start attracting visitors, which are worth points. So I'm ready to go. I've got 3 actions, and this starting random layout is not really great because, ideally you want to get like colored pieces next to each other. So if I were to take this one and I were to take this one, blue is people dancing, by the way. If I were to start making a dance floor, the problem is when I add them to my city, I put them up here at the street entrance and they slide down and lock in place. I cannot rotate them, which means if I were to put this here and this here, since I can't rotate, I've left a hole that I'll never be able to fill. That's very poor planning. But you know what? I think I've got a plan anyway here. I will go on ahead and my first of 3 actions, I'll claim this, which means this dancing couple, I'll put them all the way over here and slide them into position. Ka-chunk. All right, now for my second action, I'm going to do the other thing. Instead of claiming one of these cards, I am going to rotate the carousel 90 degrees clockwise. That was my second action. And now for my third and final action, I'll claim this dancing couple. And again, they have to come in, but now they slide into position and I haven't left a hole. Now I've still got to fill that in later, but I'm not worried about that. So in 3 actions, I slide one in, rotated to get the next one into position, and then slide that in. My turn is over, but I get to score some points because whenever you have 2 or more individual tiles that are orthogonally adjacent to each other, that will attract a tourist, a partier who wants to see that. So, hey, I've got my first dancer on the dance floor. That's worth 1 point at the end of the game. But also, there is the coveted couple dancer. This little double meeple. That's pretty cool. The way it works is whoever at the end of the game has the biggest, say, dance floor for this blue, they get to claim it, which is worth 2 points. Right now, I've got the biggest dance floor in the game, so they're coming over here to dance. But if any of my opponents ever make a bigger contiguous dance floor than me, they will take this 2 points away. Now, they can never take my original dancer, but I could lose those. So I've scored 3 points. Not a bad start. It would have been ideal to get it, but I'll worry about filling this in later. So now at the end of my turn, any of these spaces I've emptied out, I've got to fill back up, and it's my choice how I want to do it. I've got 3 of these out on display. I'll go on ahead and put another blue out here so that I can hopefully build up some more blue if it gets left behind. And you can see it has a dot. I have to line it up with a dot on the carousel, and I'll put this yellow one, and I make sure the dot lines up. And now, last thing, I have to refill, and so we can see what's coming. That was my turn. Now it is Jen's turn, and here's an interesting twist. She, of course, was sitting on another end of the table. From her perspective, this carousel looks completely different because if she takes this, obviously it comes in like this as a sideways S as opposed to a stand-up S. So anyway, Jen's looking at what 3 things does she want to grab and slide into her Arraial. And let's see. Again, these are not working out very well to slot. Well, first of all, this one is pretty nice. She'll just go on ahead and take this L, which is basically drink. Red are drinks. So she'll take it and she'll slot it into place. Pretty nice. And now she'll take this second one, this blue. And so these dancers, they've got to come in like this. She'll slot them in like that. Not bad. And now for her third, well, she could either, now she doesn't have to, you don't have to use all 3 actions, but if she wants to, she could either rotate or take that. She will take this, so she's actually placing 3 things into play, but this one has to come in like this. And how is she going to do it? No matter what, she's going to leave a kind of a little nasty hole that she can hopefully fill in later. And now remember, she can look to see what's coming in the future as well. She'll go on ahead and what she's trying to do here is she is trying to get this bottom row filled up as fast as possible, because as soon as you fill up a bottom row, you get more space because you're being more and more effective as a planner, and one of these neutral partiers, festival goers will show up and will be able to get added later on at the end of the phase, which is to say, once we've pretty much emptied out this deck. So anyway, so that's what Jen's done. She's maybe putting herself in a bit of a risky situation, but she thinks she's got it. And now, since she took 3, she's got to refill. And now it is my turn. And if we bring me back, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do here with this stuff that Jen has left me. Well, no more blues, but that's okay. My blue is doing everything it needs. I'm competing with Jen. She has a very small dance floor. I've got a bigger dance floor, so I'm going to start working on other stuff. And here's the deal. I know Jen just grabbed this kingly drummer here, so she's starting to try and make a band. I think then I want to grab both of these yellows. And for starters, I will grab this one, which is this guy wailing on a sax, and it comes in this way. I'll slide it down. Now, when they hit the bottom and they're in position, as a last move, they can move left or right, and I'll slap him in right there, and I filled in that potential hole. That was my first action, and now for my second action, I'll just go on ahead and take this. And that's going to be a guy wailing on a guitar. Slide it right down. And hey, now I've got a band because I've got at least 2 tiles. I've got this little guy ready to listen. And because I've got the biggest band out there, I get the covered well. But remember, if Jen makes a bigger band than me, right, and so I've got a third action. What the heck? I'll just go on ahead and take this and slide this guy into position. Boom. And just like that, I have filled my bottom row. That means I get more room. The city is impressed. And I've got this guy who is waiting to come in, but he's not going to come in until the end of the round, which is after we've gone through all the cards. If I haven't caused this gate to explode by then, I'll get to claim him. So at the end of my turn, we got 3 more because I did all 3. Bippity bip. And remember, you'll notice there's these dots. These dots have to line up with the octagon correctly. And then we got 3 more. And now it is Jen's turn. And the game continues like this. Now, once we've gone through all these cards, at the end of the round, if we haven't lost our gateway entrance, that's when we get to score these and put them down here as well. But it also reminds you at the end of the round, boom, boom, we're going to lose more space. We're going to lose more space at the end of the second round, which is after we go through this deck the second time. And as things get tighter and tighter and we fill up more and more, we will eventually run into situations where we might, against our will, have to, I'm not saying this would be the smartest thing to do, but we might have to do things that overlap and we go beyond our allotted space. When that happens, this gate just gets wiped out from the board. If there were any temporary people on it, those points are lost as well. But now, for the rest of the game, you've got your entire board to fill up. But you cannot score points from completing lines. Now, you only score points by combining individual dance floors, creating new dance floors, creating new bands, creating new food areas and drink areas. And so you've got to focus on getting points that way. So it's kind of liberating. You got all this space, but you're going to need it because you're just trying to build as fast as possible, as you don't care about getting perfect lines anymore. And that, folks, is the quick rundown on Arraial. This game is adorable. Jen and I have really, really enjoyed it. This might make my top 10 tile laying games. It's so sharp, so fun. It's like a perfect distillation, a board game version of Tetris meets Dr. Mario, matching the colors, but also dealing with the Tetris size pieces. And there's a surprising amount of depth here. You're not only thinking about, right, what's best for me, but also what do I need to restock the octagon with, because my opponents are going to be able to have those. Will they not take them so I can get them later so I can fill the hole I need to fill, etc., etc. Super sharp game. Honestly, my only complaint is it is kind of a shame that these are one-sided tiles. That's a little ugly, but otherwise just a blast. As much fun as the festival that it's trying to simulate, Arraial. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's the rundown. Have a nice day. Talk to you later. So long. Bye.